Hello everyone and welcome back to our course. In this lecture, we are beginning our section on databases and relational databases, the most common type of database. Starting up, we are going to talk about what is a database. A database is an ordered collection of data. So you collect data and store it in an organized or ordered fashion. Here's an example of a table in a database. We have the table structure with ID, name, breed, and age. We have entries 1, muffin, tabby, 1, ID 2, whiskers, Persian, 3, and ID 3, spot, Siamese, 6. The database name that is the origin of this table would be called animals. Of course, it could be called something else, but this is just one example. Why is it called animals? Well, because this table is about an animal, so therefore we can imagine that the table would be part of many tables about animals. It could also be an animal shelter database, or it could be a person's pets, and this is just their cats table, and they could have other tables in all of their pets. Let's say that we have a database called animals. This here is just one table that we can call cats, because this table is describing 3 different cats. The columns of the table are ID, name, breed, and age. These are also called fields or attributes or properties, because each of the columns describes something about one cat. And this is always the convention for a database. The columns are the properties of an entity. Then each row represents an entity or a record. You can also call this a sample or an object. In this table, we have 3 rows, and this represents 3 cat entities. Our first one has the ID 1. The cat's name is Muffin, its breed is Tabby, and its age is 1. Typically, you'd want to be specific and say age in years as well. You want to include the data type, just so that it's as clear as possible to whoever is working with your data what a column represents. So that first row, because the top row is just the header describing the names of the attributes, and then the first official row, that describes one cat. Then the second row describes a second cat. Its ID is 2, its name is Whiskers, its breed is Persian, and its age is 3. Then we have our third record, which is represented by the third row, and that cat has the ID 3. Its name is Spot, its breed is Siamese, and its age is 6. So here we have one table, which is theoretically one table in a database of a lot of tables. And this table is the cat table. A database is typically used as a general term to describe 3 things: the data being stored, the database management system, or how you manage the data, and the database application. The database management system is a piece of software that allows you to model your data and to interact with it. Popular database management systems are MySQL, PostgreSQL, SQLite, Microsoft SQL Server, and Oracle. There are many other database management systems as well. Data is typically stored in files and tables, as we just saw. These tables contain rows and columns. And if this reminded you of a spreadsheet, then you're not wrong. This is very similar to a spreadsheet. Data can be cross-referenced among tables, and this is called a relational database, if data can be cross-referenced. Relational databases are the most common type of database, and we'll be introducing them in the next lecture. data can be cross-referenced, and that is extremely useful because you can reference data even from a different table. For example, I might have a table about cats, but then I can cross-reference another table like information about the Siamese breed or the tabby breed. And I can get data from another table just by being able to reference its key. And more on that later. There are many different formats to interacting with a database. You might want to delete an entry from a database or delete a property from a database. You might want to create a new entry in a database or a new property. For example, if you got a new cat, or you got a new user, or someone new signed up to your website, you'd want to create a new row in a table in a database to represent that user. You may want to select an element from a database. For example, when someone is logging into your website, you might want to select that user from your database to check that they actually entered the correct password, or to check that the user at the requested email exists, or to check that the user at the requested account name exists. You might also want to update a database. What if one of your website users decides they want to change their password? Well, you have to update their password in your database. You may also want to query your database to get some kind of information, such as, does a user exist with the email address, and then enter in an email. SQL, or Structured Query Language, is an example of a programming language that you can use to interact with a database. SQL is a very common language for working with databases. It's based on relational algebra and relational calculus. It is a data definition and manipulation language, so you can define and manipulate data with SQL. It performs operations like creating, reading, updating, and deleting data, and these are commonly called CRUD. So if you ever see CRUD application or CRUD operations, it's referring to create, read, update, and delete. It means that you have an application or a website where users can create, read, update, and delete data, or you as a developer can do these tasks. Common database models are the relational database, which we've already talked about. One example is MySQL. Other types exist as well, like object-oriented databases, object-relational databases, distributed databases, and NoSQL databases like MongoDB. The relational is the most common, but there are many other types. And that is a database. Coming up next, we're going to discuss what is a relational database, the most common one that you'll see. So join me in our next lecture.